Hello, my brothers and sisters. It's Josh Packard. Hey, today I want to talk to you about a topic that's pretty interesting to me. But before I do that, I want to talk to you about Jesus died and rose on your behalf. Whether you're left winger, right winger, whether you're anybody, Jesus has done and taken upon himself your punishment and your sins so that you won't have to spend eternity in hell, that you will be with him. Okay? Where he is, there you will be. You've been made right with God. And the reason why we're all sick is because nobody believes that. They're still living as though they're sinners. So anyway, with that being said, before I go any further, I want you guys to know my heart, that I don't hate anyone. I'm very displeased with some people right now. But it's all with the intent of solving it by the gospel and by the knowledge of Jesus and his love. So that being said, I want to start off with, right off the bat, today's going to be a discussion between left and right wing politics and how they happen because of a departure from God. And you can see it evident right now. Okay, so what started me on this process of thinking was that I look at Hitler, and everybody calls him right wing, even like Jordan Peterson, which I really love watching him. But anyway, he calls him right wing too, and I was like, oh, that just kind of stuck with me. I'm like, oh, because how can they be right wing when they look exactly like the lefties right now? And then it starts dawning on me. I'm like, oh. And I start researching all this stuff, and there's no good definitions for what makes somebody right wing or left wing, or how they operate, or what's behind the motivation force behind them. And I can't find anything. And I just kept thinking about it more and more. And I started to look, and I see today what the lefties do, and it reminds me a lot of Muhammad. But I want to show you what they do. So a really good idea to look at it is like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or Kamala Harris or any of these idiots. What they're doing right now is they go into like a group of people, and they make them feel as though they're been oppressed, and they turn them into victims. So that because once they become victims, they can all unify as victims. And as they unify as victims, because they are victims, it gives them every right to do whatever they want against their perceived oppressors. So then now you see this weird stuff going on. You see all these liberal people just being batshit crazy. I mean, nuts. And you're going, what the heck's wrong with these people? Well, what's happened is they've donned on the cloak of victim and identified themselves as a victim. So now they can do whatever they want, and and they feel completely justified to it. They feel, and I mean, zealously, they will tell you to your face that you're a piece of shit. Because because you're an oppressor, and you're on the side of the oppressors, and they're on the side of the victims, so they can do whatever they want. And that to me seems to be the basis of left-wing politics. Well, then you come over to the Hitler side. We start coming to people like him. That way, because people identify him so easily. But then you start looking at Hitler does the same thing. But his side is he has feelings of superiority, so that he has a right, or the Nazi party had a right to do whatever they wanted because you were inferior to them. They don't even have to treat you like a living human being. So they can do whatever they want because you're inferior. You're not even human. So now we're going, I'm starting to see how this operates. And this is all based on the sin premise that people without God will either exalt themselves or abase themselves. But in the end, it has the same production. It has the same result of murder, theft, lying, cheatings. This is where the end comes. This is what manifests everything because they have no governance other than public opinion. But that sin is evident in them is the more they collude, the more evil they get, the more vicious they become, the more completely out of control they are. Our founding fathers were pretty smart people, and they were young. And you're sitting there looking at the Declaration of Independence, and it says that all men were endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. This is really cool. That we have these rights that can't be touched by the right or the left-wing side. These rights can never be taken away. They can't be adjusted. There's no infringement upon them at all. Well, they did this not because of good sentiment, because they were just so tolerant. They saw the principle behind it. They understood that if if you're a victim, it becomes super dangerous because then you'll become a tyrant. And the other side is if you're exalted and elite, then you become a tyrant. There's no, even though whatever you hate, you end up becoming in this process. It's the weirdest thing in the world. So the only way to stop this process is to bring everybody back to equal. You are equal. We're all equal under the law. So you're not getting the tyrants from both sides. Okay, so this public opinion thing is the reason why this is happening. And it's so evident that sin is in us, that we are evil to the bone, and the fact that when we're left to our own devices, and when we collude together, when we agree with each other, we end up becoming more and more and more vile and disgusting. And this is just the way it works, and it's seen over and over and over again. You can't deny it. We're seeing a living process right now with the liberals right now. We're seeing it happen right in front of us. Our last generation saw Hitler. Exactly the same thing, just in reverse, but they're exactly the same. They end up becoming exactly the same. It's all a lust for power. And they just one's coming from the bottom, one's coming from the top, but it's the same thing in the end. Okay? Now, when you look and you trace like Muhammad and how the Islamic religion was made by him, is what he would do. He's the one that perfected this, and he would go in and he would just rabble rouse. He'd go in and find all the people that were, just off the side, the ones that were not part of the mainstream, and then he would just start talking about, oh, well, you really deserve more. You could have more if these people didn't oppress you. You could, you know what? It's not because they have a better work ethic. It's because they are oppressing you. They're stealing from you in the mouths of your children. Well, then pretty soon he had them all worked up. Oh, well, there's my baby. She just woke up, so that means I'm at the end of my day. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think, and comment and get a hold of me and see if we can talk about this. All right, man. You guys have a wonderful day. Jesus loves you. Bye.